Hello YouTube! The past few weeks I've been on set quite a lot, doing my job as a support artist. For those who don't know, a support artist is an extra, specifically film and TV, also known as crowd and background. It's kind of making vlogging a little bit awkward because I have spent the last few weeks trying not to look in the camera, and now I've got to force myself to look in the camera. So we'll see how that goes. I have already done a vlog post and a blog post about being a support artist. But today I thought I'd give you my top 10 tips. So if you are thinking about being a support artist, then you've come to the right place. If you're not sure whether you want to get into screen acting, then I'd really recommend looking at joining some agencies that specialise in background. So it's a really good opportunity to learn if you actually like being on set. So here we go. Tip number 1, be flexible. This goes for your looks and personality as well as your schedule. Some weeks you're not going to know what you're doing from one day to the next, and some days you're going to turn up not knowing what you're doing until you actually get there. You need to be whatever it is they're looking for. If you really like structure and routine, this might not be the job for you. I do actually really like having structure and routine, but I've managed to find a way to be organised and flexible at the same time. It's all about finding a system that works well for you. Number 2, be polite, friendly and cheerful. I have met so many grumpy SAs that just complain about everything. I just don't understand why. Maybe it's a British thing, but they're just going to make themselves miserable as well as everyone around them. Also, it's a really cool job. Why are you complaining about it? It's also a very easy trap to fall into. If other people are being very negative, or if you've had a very early call time, then it's very easy to be grumpy. I understand that. However, by being nice, friendly and cheerful, you're gonna get on a lot better. And if you're nice to the crew, you are more likely to be asked back. Number 3, be humble. You are not the main actor. You can be replaced like that. Again, I've met a lot of SAs who are really arrogant. Bragging about previous work you've done isn't going to make you any friends. Number 4, think about everything. Example, I have a naturally very quick walk. You might not realise it, but most of an SA's role is just to walk from point A to point B. It's a lot of walking. If you walk too quickly, you're out of frame before anything even happens. Not only does this mean you have less screen time, it also makes your role redundant if you're just a very quick blur in the background. You also need to think about your facial expressions. Most of the time, you need to mime, but you need to mime appropriately. If you're doing something that's period, you can't just be miming about how you were texting your boyfriend, because phones didn't exist. Similarly, if you're at a funeral, you can't just be like, rather, you're being put in the background for a reason. It isn't just to fill space, it's to give the whole scene a much richer, dynamic feel. Even though you might not be in focus, you're still there and you still need to act. Number 5, be consistent. Every scene takes multiple takes and shots to get it right. You have to remember what you were doing and repeat it exactly the same each time. It helps if you can base your timings off the main actor's actions and dialogue. Continuity is a major thing in the film and TV industry. And also, if you screw up, then it's likely that you're going to end up screwing other people up. If you can't remember exactly what you're doing, ask the AD, because they've most likely made a note of the timings. Number 6, be prepared. I had one job that I didn't know was going to be outside. It was very wet and very cold. As I stood there shivering between takes, the main actor kindly lent me his hand warmers and then said, "Aren't you wearing your thermals?" I sadly replied that I had no idea it was going to be outside. Now I look at the weather forecast and I make sure that I've got a coat and thermal in my bag or in my car. Also, sun cream. Similarly, makeup. You might not know until you get there whether you need to do your own makeup or if they're going to do it for you. So it's best if you turn up without any on and then you have your own stuff so you can put it on as much or as little as needed. And makeup wipes and moisturiser so you can take it all off once you're done filming. Number 7, you will get bored. SAs are the last thing to be placed on set. First of all, you have the setup, so all the lighting, all the rigging, all the sound and the cameras. Then you have the actors rehearsal, then you have the crew rehearsal, and then you get placed. It is a lot of waiting around. Always try to take a book with you. Often you can't actually take these things onto set. However, if all you have is a book, you can often just leave it on the tea table or just on the side somewhere out of the way. You're also often not allowed your phone on set. If you don't like waiting around, this is not the job for you. Number 8. If things go wrong, you're probably going to get blamed. This isn't true for every production, but it's good to be prepared for it. Essays are dispensable, so it's very easy to blame us. I personally haven't actually encountered many problems regarding this. There is a bit of a case of some unprofessional essays giving the rest of us a bad reputation. Number 9. Be skillful. This is the same as regular acting, but the more you can do, the more likely you are to get a job. So make sure you do list all your skills on your profile. Even if you do think everyone can ride a bike, put it down anyway, because some people can't. And if the agency asks you if you can do something, just say yes, as long as you're confident you can learn it to a beginner's level before the filming. You don't want to say, yes, I'm a concert pianist, when all you can play is chopsticks, because you're going to get there and not only are you going to be embarrassed, but you're less likely to be asked for anything in the future. Number 10. Talk to people. Most essays have full or part-time jobs to make sure that they're financially stable while they're doing something that they enjoy. This can lead to a whole wealth of information that you can gather from them. I was speaking to one guy on set and he turned out to be a publisher. He gave me his card after I told him I was writing a book. Nothing might come of it, but it's such a good connection to make. So there you have it, my top 10 tips for being a support artist. I absolutely love my job, and though I do want to expand and actually get into acting, it's a really good experience for me and good practice and helps bring in the money while I'm figuring out what the hell I'm doing. If you want to make millions, it is not the job for you. Do not do this job if you want to meet celebrities, because you're not going to be allowed within 5 feet of them. If you are unprofessional, you'll be asked to leave and you won't get allowed back. If you want to know more or have any questions, please leave a comment down below and I will get back to you and help as much as I can. As always, please like, share and subscribe and all that jazz, and I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, YouTube. Help if you can. Shut up! It's a plane! Shush! Shush, shush, shush. Settle down. Good. Yeah. No.